Hello, greetings, Dan Spranzi here, and I want to walk you through the listing presentation that I basically have recently updated it to include information that we had from our old listing presentation, which was specifically just for Cooper Spranzi. So I took the listing presentation that is available on executive access, and then I updated it with the Cooper Spranzi information. And I just want to walk through each slide with you to make sure you understand what's in there, how to use it, that kind of stuff, and how to be able to in turn then present it to your potential sellers. So there are, how many are there? I think there's there's 44 different slides. And I left a number of them in here that you can choose to either leave in or delete if you want. And you can do that by, you can only do that. This is a Microsoft Publisher file. And we have this uploaded onto a Google Drive account, which then we share with all of our executives. So if you don't have access to this, you can ask me, Hannah, or Nate, and we'll make sure you have access to this. So it's kind of an opening page. Again, with all of these, you can choose to either keep them or delete them, put your face on these if you want, whatever you want to do. Second page here, there we go. It's actually one of my old listings that I switched the photo out for. On this page, make sure that you update down here and put your photo, name, number, email address, and then if you're going to switch this photo out for the photo of the potential listing, then do that, and then also make sure that you put the address of the potential listing right there. Third slide, this is saying you as the seller, so we're going to focus on them for a bit. This is a really nice thing I've chosen to leave in my listing presentation because you know what's important to them. If they really don't care about the open houses or time on the market, if they're not in a hurry, you can actually, when they fill this out, it'll help you determine what's truly important to them. Most of the time, the first 3 or 4 of these are always high priority, and then it kind of varies moving down the line here. But just hand this to them, ask them to fill it out, and then put it in your file. I like to scan everything and keep a file on my computer. The fifth page, kind of the same thing, but it focuses on features of the house, which again I think are some great questions. Again, just have them fill this out. All right, your buyer. So this focuses on how we're going to go find the buyer next. These are some great statistics. These next 2 slides talking about where buyers come from nowadays in this current market. We all know that most of them come from the internet, an agent, or a yard sign. So we focus the majority of our efforts on the internet. And 91% of home buyers all use a real estate agent. And by the way, these are this is data compiled from the National Association of Realtors 2011 profile of home buyers and sellers. So I actually chose to delete this one because I felt it was a little bit redundant. Same as 7 compared to 8. But again, if you like this one, go ahead and keep it. It's definitely not a bad one to use. Number 9, this is an overview of what we do for listings, and I actually don't go over each one individually. Normally I'll say, hey, this is a list of everything that we do. I'll leave this with you, but I'm going to focus on 2 of the main things. Number 1, where the majority of the buyers come from. Number 1 is the internet, and number 2 is mobile connect. And because that's where everything is headed. So the majority of the times, the way that people find homes online are internet. That includes mobile, as well as yard signs. So that's where our main 2 focuses are. Slide number 10 goes over some of the places that it gets out to. This is when you put it through ListHub and realtyexecutives.com. These are some of the places it gets pushed to. So it's kind of nice that they can see a graphic like that. Number 11 is one that I customized, and actually I should delete this. Just realized this was still on here. Anyways, I customized it. This is one that we had on our old listing presentation. And this talks about how right now we pay extra to have our listings be showcase listings on Realtor.com, so as well as on Trulia.com. So what I do is I point out to them on this graphic on the left-hand side. This shows the top 5 websites that buyers use when looking for homes. Realtor.com pretty much dominates, as you can see. Number 2 is Trulia, and then you go Zillow, Homes.com, and then Yahoo Real Estate. Our focus, we pay extra to become showcase listings for all of our listings to be showcase listings on both Realtor.com as well as Trulia.com. And we do this personally. Realtor.com, I pay for that as Cooper Spranzi. Trulia.com, our region pays for that. So Realty Executives, our regional manager, has decided that we would, as a part of our dues, will pay to have featured listings on Trulia.com. So you get that benefit both ways. This is what it does. This graphic on the right is pretty sweet, pretty telling of what that does. This is a listing that I had in Evansville, and I had it. I got the listing about, as you can see, about 6 or so weeks prior to becoming to us becoming paying for that showcase listings feature. And prior to that, we were getting, somewhere between, looks like maybe went up to 250 and then down to about 100 or so views a week. Then it became a showcase listing, and it went up. It just kept climbing almost to 2,000 views per week, and I actually ended up double ending this one. The buyer contacted me directly because of our marketing. So as you can see, it makes a huge difference, and this is on Realtor.com. These were stats I pulled right from my Realtor.com account. So it's definitely worth it for the money to pay for that showcase listing. All right, slide number 12. I left this one in here because in the area, Realty Executives is still kind of getting its name out a little bit in the Madison area. So I left this one in there in case people aren't familiar with it. If they're like, who's Realty Executives? You can see that we truly are a international company, and these are some of the countries that we're in. Slide number 13. By combining cutting-edge marketing and technology strategies with an expansive worldwide network, I'll be able to connect you with a wide variety of potential buyers. And that moves into mobile marketing. I actually deleted slide number 13. I just felt it was a little, trying to just cut down some slides. There's a lot of information here. So this is an introduction to the mobile marketing. When I present the listing, I don't read every word on every page. I leave this with them so they can go over it individually if they choose. I hit the highlights. So I point out to them that with the mobile marketing, that there are 4 main features with mobile marketing. There's the sign writer with the CAPTCHA here, it's like a QR code. It's the mobile. I can't think of the word for it right now. And then there's the text message right here, and then there's the 800 number as well. And those are all lead capturing sources. And with the amount of people that now have smartphones that are doing web searches on their smartphones is just going through the roof. It continues to escalate every single month. The numbers go up. The last statistic I saw, and don't quote me on this, but the last statistic I saw was, I believe, that 48% of all web searches are done using mobile technology. So if everything is heading that direction, and if you look at the graph on how much it's been used, it just continues to go up. So one of the big key selling points that we have as a Realty Executives franchise is Realty Executives has chosen to spend a lot of time, money, and resources into their mobile technology and making sure that we are meeting people where they are in this day and age and providing easy access for them to be able to access the information the way that they would want to see it. So when people text or call the 800 number, it captures their information and we'll be able to follow up with them. We've also got mobile send, which allows us to send additional listings to those clients. So if we get them as a lead and we're looking to, they may or may not like that house, but we're looking to establish a relationship so that we can potentially turn them into a potential client for whether it's that house or the other one, another one. That it allows us, we can send them additional listings. So we can say, hey, I know that this house might have been a little out of your price range, but these are some other ones in the same neighborhood that are closer to your price range, and we can do all that via text. And they can just click the links and see the ones that we see, the ones that we sent to them. And we also have a mobile app, which is pretty slick. And it allows clients to be able to download our mobile app, and then your information is branded right at the top of the mobile app. So as they're scrolling through houses, if they want to see any of them, they just click your information to be able to give you a call or email you or anything like that. So that's pretty slick. That's some pretty fantastic technology that I haven't seen anybody else in town being able to offer that. And that comes free with your all-inclusive package at Realty Executives. So mobile technology, I spend a little bit of time talking about that and why it's so important right now. As you move through this, page 15, my marketing creates interest and exposure for your property, and that's what is often the difference between for sale and sold. Number 16, home staging tips. Some nifty tips. If you feel like they might need some help with home staging, you can leave this with them. Same thing with slide 17, home staging tips to consider. This is if you want to put information about you and your business. If you're brand new in the business, you might want to just delete all these. Pretty simple. But this allows you for some space to be able to put a bio, anything you want to talk about yourself. Let's see here, come on. This is some more if you want to change any of the wording on here. Here's if you want to list any qualifications that you might have on slide number 21. Slide number 22. This is kind of cool if you wanted to use this. It's kind of like a contract that you say you're putting you're signing that, hey, I am going to provide this level of service. I'm committing to it in writing. So go ahead and check that out. Number 23. Again, I like to leave this in where this talks about the company of Realty Executives, because people might not be familiar with Realty Executives, and that they have been in business since 1965 and that they are worldwide. So this leaves a little bit of information about Realty Executives. Slide 25 is about Cooper Spransey. This is a vision and mission statement that we came up with a little over a year ago. And this goes over our market share right here, the statistic. So it shows that despite the recession, we continue to increase our market share. And in 2012, we're slated right now, we're at about 60% growth. So I actually have a newer picture that we'll be switching this out with in December. And obviously, as we get additional new pictures, we'll continue to add those in. But again, that's a nice thing so that people can see that it's not just you and two other people at the office. They can see that there's a few of us. And the other one obviously is about almost twice as large or twice as many people as are in this photo. 26 talks about some of the advantages of going with Realty Executives. Again, go over this and decide whether or not you want to leave it in there. 27, our brand promise. I think this is something that kind of sums up why Realty Executives, more or less. 28. These are ones that I chose to delete because I felt like we already kind of covered. I deleted them in my listing presentation. I felt like we already covered Realty Executives and the advantage, but some additional stuff if you choose to like it, or if you like it. Number 30, relocation services. This is something that goes through International. International has a relocation service. Her name, the lady who runs it right now is Michelle Williams, I believe is her name. If you have somebody who's looking to relocate, sell, or buy, then through our relocation services, we can offer some additional services to them. And then it jumps into the market analysis, and on slide 31. The next few slides talk about fair market value. Here's a nice statistic on, or a graph, I should say, on asking price versus how many potential buyers or percent of the buyers would be interested. So as you overmarket the house, there's less and less buyers, or overprice the house, there's less and less buyers who are going to be even interested in the home. But as you get closer to fair market value, you'll hit more and more of the buyers. So it's important to hit fair market value as quickly as possible, especially with the next slide showing how much activity each listing will get based on the number of weeks it's been on the market. As you can see, week 2 through about 5 are the highest times where it'll get the most exposure. So presenting it the best, having it priced correctly out of the gate is going to be your best option. And this proves, that is the case. So 35, again, kind of interesting. The percentage of buyers who receive 100% or more of their listing price based on the number of weeks the home was on the market. As you can see, it goes down the longer it's been on the market. So again, get it priced right at the beginning. You get statistically the best shot at getting the most money. Left some blanks in here if you wanted to add anything. And you can put your CMA, which we have CMA instructions on with the onboarding process that, again, either Nate, Hannah, or I can get to you if you don't have them. Some additional slides, results, my plan of action. Job is to get it sold. So here's a list of to-dos. Again, you can choose to leave this or not because we did cover a lot of this earlier. Page number 40 is the same. As well as 41 just continues to go on. Sometimes it is nice for people to see your value based on 3 pages of things that you're going to do when you list their home. When they see all the stuff that you do, then they're like a little bit like, oh wow, you're going to really go work for me. So it's kind of nice to leave this in here sometimes. References. These are some that we have got left in here for you. If you don't have any yourself, these are ones that we have as a team. Here's one of mine. Here's one of Seth's, Matt's, and Tony's. As you start to collect your own, then obviously switch them over to yours. Another blank slide. Experience the advantage of working with an executive. So there you go. Feel free to modify it and change it to fit your needs and desires. But that is the overview of the listing presentation. Again, this should take 20 or so minutes for you to go over. Don't spend a ton of time on each individual page. Just hit the highlights. Spend some time though ahead of time, making sure that you have it, you're familiar with it, and that you've got it set up the way that you want it. So there you go. Let me know if you got any questions. See ya.